This is the story of 4895 Cool Springs Road in Winston, Georgia. This listing started out as a referral from LinkedIn. The seller of this home actually knew mutual people that Mark knew, and they had connected that way on LinkedIn, and so they called and asked us to come meet with them about the possibility of listing their home. We knew as going into the listing appointment they had not owned this house for very long, and so that was going to be an interesting part of all of this as we were getting ready to list and potentially market the house. We met with the sellers, we talked about our marketing strategy, we talked about how we use professional photos, videos, postcards, email blasts, open houses if it's an option, and Facebook ads. We also talked about the upgrades they had made in the house since they'd purchased it, but the challenge that we might have with their equity position since they hadn't owned the house for very long. We also went through the different comps in the area, and we realistically talked about where we were on days on market. We took the listing and we listed it about mid to late January, and at the same time we listed the house, we had a couple episodes of potential ice or snow in the area, and that certainly affected our very early on showings. We went ahead and did our typical marketing strategy with our videos highlighting the house, with our long form walkthrough, and then we did our email blasts and also our postcards to the surrounding area. One of the things that made this house unique is it was in a very rural setting, so we weren't really sure what kind of response we would have to open houses. So on the 2 times that we did do open houses, we found the fact that even though we did all of our marketing, did everything that we would normally do for an open house, that it just didn't respond and it just didn't click in this area. And we think that was really due to the ruralness of the home. Our sellers were very motivated to get this house sold, and when we did not see a lot of early on showings, we did make a couple price adjustments really early on in the hopes that we were going to attract a buyer more quickly than we did. Full disclosure, we did a lot of video ads, we did a lot of Facebook ads, and just organic social media as well for this home in the hopes of finding a buyer. Well, just about the time that we were ready to potentially shoot brand new photos because spring had sprung, we got our buyer, and the house ended up being absolutely perfect for that particular family. They wanted a lifestyle where they could have chickens. They wanted a lifestyle with acreage, and they had pets, and it just was the right fit for this particular family. So ironically, when we initially went on our listing consultation, we talked about the fact that days on market for this particular area and this particular home with the price point they were at was possibly going to be in the 60 to 65 day mark, and it was almost exactly that before we found our ideal buyer for this property. So we found with this particular listing that staying true to our plan as far as what we wanted to do with marketing, but also really being dialed in with our sellers and being their willingness to make adjustments when we needed to with price was key to getting the home sold. And they are happily on their way back to Florida. So if you were thinking about selling, we would love the opportunity to sit down and talk with you and see what your house's unique story might be.